Hello, everyone. Hi. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making it out. Today is Wednesday? It's Wednesday, my dudes and dudettes, etc. Thank you for being here. Welcome in. I'm Yumble. We're going to play a whole bunch of Cities Skylines today. Nair, thank you. Welcome back. 2 years. Holy cow. Q-Boyd in the house. Good to see you, Q. Good to see you. It's good to be back. Hey, Guy Bud. Thanks for being here. Sularin. It is good. It is good. It's not finished, I don't think, but a lot of potential, though. That's what I'll say about Cities Skylines 2. It's a lot of fun, but that's not really distinct from other like Paradox games and things like that. Let's see. My brightness looks weird on my monitor, but I think it's just my monitor. Sirius, thanks for being here. Brian Y in the house. Good afternoon. You're on California time, I take it, right? Must be, must be. And of course, we have YouTube here as well. Thanks for being here, friends from YouTube. If there's any mods that need to be modded on the YouTube side, let me know. I'm also streaming on Twitch, so feel free to come over to Twitch if you want to chat. That's mainly where I'm going to be reading the chat. See the pinned message for the link or the description if you need. But yeah, we're going to be building that city, that concentric circle style Amsterdam without the canals looking city. It's a multi-stream, exactly. Hey, Guy Bud. It's allowed now apparently, so we're doing it. Owen Pingu, welcome in. Thanks for being here. And Kalabajui. Kalabajui? I got you, yeah. First live, I think. I think you're right. Welcome in. Here, I'm going to start loading up the game. I loaded it earlier to make sure that the game still, that the save still loaded after several updates, because that's like that's a valid concern, right? But I hope everyone's having a good evening. Tom, thanks for following. Welcome in. Appreciate it. Hugo, welcome in. Thanks for following. And Sirius, trying to get everybody. The Pax in the house. The Pax. The moderator from way back. Oh boy, the big 30. What does that mean? Oh, 30 months. Oh, nice, Pax. Thank you. Congrats. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the Prime. Real Drake, welcome in. Twitch doesn't care anymore. No, they're losing their shirt from people leaving, doing multi-streams and stuff. They realize that exclusivity deals are not might not be the best way. So... Nair, thank you. There it is. Yeah, thank you for the tier 2, Nair. Good to see you. 2 years. Holy cow. 24 months. Ah, sorry. Sorry, Kalaba. Calaba? Calaba. I'm trying to make sure you're not trying to make me say something questionable. Thank you for being here. You almost never watch Twitch streams? Yeah, no, I'm glad to do it. I've just found that YouTube is the better platform for VODs and making videos and uploading videos, because you can't even really do that on Twitch. And Twitch is clearly the better live platform by a lot, in my opinion. In my opinion. Yeah, we're gonna try and load this up. So Yumbleton, this one you might have seen the recent YouTube video. This was the one about layouts. So like this was the original layout, and then the next video is kind of about buildings and how buildings work and how zoning works, and it's a bit beginnerish, but I think we can all use a refresher to a degree. And there's some new mechanics in this game too, right? Like City Skylines 2 has a lot of new considerations when it comes to buildings and the economic simulation and rent and things like that. But yeah, it's better at live streaming, not video quality wise. No, it's not better quality wise, because you can crank it up. Dottie, so to finish that thought, Sularin, you can crank up the bit rate on YouTube, but that's okay. I know my name. I don't mind if other people know my name too. Oh, did somebody ask where the thing is? Yep. Nitros, welcome in. They have 1440p. I think I could do that here too, but mainly the bit rate is what I'm concerned with. So 6,000 bits per second, I think. No, we're not doing a new city. We're doing the same city. But yeah, you can crank it up on YouTube. So Twitch isn't higher in quality, but it is higher in terms of like being a fun place to stream, in my opinion. It's better in terms of culture, and maybe that's unique to this community or my community, but you know. Goodness, it's not even late. It's 5:07. So full disclosure as I load this map. Welcome back to Rivendell. It's winter, so I'm gonna be the lighting is about to get even crazier, I think. Full disclosure, I had a surprise surgery a week ago yesterday. Let me zoom out here. So I'm still recovering from that in ways, but I'm comfortable with it. I had to kind of assess how I felt, and at this moment I'm comfortable enough to do it. The flickering is kind of crazy. The LOD roads look like they want to flicker. That might be TAA. Let me try to resolve that right now, actually. That might be the anti-aliasing method I'm using. So yeah, that's why I was gone last week. I was a week late on a video that I wanted to make, and I was a week late on this stream as well. It's even flickering while in the menu. Graphics, advanced. I think it's because I'm using TAA. Yeah, that's why. That'll have to do. It's fine. It's a little sparkly, but at least it's not like flickering. That's better. I switched it to FXAA. You can see that building right there gets weird. At least on my monitor, it gets weird in one position. The second like the LOD kicks in, it gets weird. Their broadcasting guidelines don't even include anything over 1080/60. What, for Twitch? No, you can do more. You can do I think you can do more. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Alcar, welcome in. Thanks for being here. I know you've been streaming lately too. Shout out to Alcar. I hope things worked out. I hope that your technical stuff. Let me know if you have questions. Like DM me about that if you need. Tom Crossland, welcome in. It's nice having beginner-friendly vids. You've been playing for years. Still struggle getting a good start. Yeah, it's that part kind of carries over from City Skylines 1, but a lot of what I'm concerned with is like inspiration. Like how do you build a place that's interesting to you? Or I don't like building the same city over and over, and I think that's an easy trap to fall into, right? So that's what I like. That's what I want to include in my videos is like, where do you seek inspiration, and where do you go to when you've run out of ideas? You know, when you feel you've exhausted your ideas, what can inspire you, and what map and what places and what trends do you see in cities you like? Speaking of trends, I'd really like to revert this down to more like this. I'd like to revert it back to more, get the towers out of the city center and put the towers like here. Put the towers spread around this outer circle here. Because I think that's really where the towers would want to go in real life. This would be the historic downtown. So we're probably going to delete a few towers from the middle here and kind of see what happens. But then use mixed use everywhere we possibly can. But yeah, hope everyone's having a good night. Hope everyone's doing good. YouTube, for those of you that just showed up, all the friends on YouTube, I'm over on Twitch right now. The link is in the description if you want to click it, if you want to chat, or you can just enjoy the show. Doesn't matter, whatever makes you happy. Right now, there's a lot of office demand, and I haven't built a lot of office, or the tallest buildings are probably offices. That's an office. That's an office. That's office. Those are probably the only ones. But this is the map overall. You can see the layout that I've gone with. Kind of a concentric, like a walled city type situation. That's okay, Sirius. Yeah, I've got Twitch auto managing it, but there won't be ads for another like 30 minutes. They probably can't hear me because they're in ads, but also if you subscribe, you don't see ads, but that's not really like, I'm not necessarily recommending that. I'm just saying that would do it. Ooh, here's a question. Has anyone ever put maple syrup in their tea? That's good. Real maple syrup, not you know, Aunt Jemima or whatever you're on. Humble Yumble. Yeah, no, hey guy, but it's not that kind of call to action. It's not like a, hey, you better whatever. Oh, we have high density whatever these are too. Okay, so I guess we'll wind up intermingling the high density in the high density commercial in these areas. Well, let's do a couple office towers first. Here, I'll unpause the game and we'll let the lighting settle in and everything. Also, our industry is probably going to move. That's not a terrible spot for industry, but it's probably going to move more like out by the dam. We do have a dam. I'm pretty sure it's functional right now. I'm afraid to check. 38% efficiency, but it's cranking out 153 megawatts, which is way above. Yeah, we're consuming 76, so we're fine. The dam is quite functional and doing what it does. Do I have a preference for residential lot size? I thought you'd never ask. So yes, kind of. Mainly with mixed-use buildings, I like smaller plots. So these happen to be mixed use. I like 2 deep or 3 deep. For like really small residential, I don't know. I just zone whatever grid size I've got going on. I just zone the whole thing in for suburbia. But suburbia is just staging for future development. But in the downtown area, I tend to use a much smaller, messier zoning pattern overall. Tabasco. Canadian fog, there you go, with maple syrup. Yep, I agree. Yeah, it's good. Maple syrup versus honey. Everyone go. What are your opinions on... Of course, there's different applications at times. I would never put honey on pancakes, but I would absolutely put maple syrup on pancakes. 100%. Let's do an office. Let's start a ring of office towers around like this area here, because I think that we should stop. We'll keep the historic city center historic. We'll keep this area as the primary walled-in area. If I could get away without doing any of these, I would probably do that. Like without doing any towers at all, that would probably be cool, but here we are. That's how it goes. Lack of functionality. Oh, Deedsky, it's okay. The game, so they are focusing all their efforts on it, and I have no doubt that Colossal Order are gonna crack the code on this. I think it's gonna be fine. I think as a community, everything's gonna be great. So I'm not sweating it at all. Pancake mix when cooking. Let's see. I've been to Quebec. That's the only Quebec and Prince Edward Island. But I'm from New Hampshire originally, so that's why I care about maple syrup so much. Look at this. We're rolling into spring, which is perfect timing because I really hate looking at the map when it's covered in snow. Makes me a little bit sad. Is this residential? So we're gonna eliminate some of that. I wonder if it might be better. Let's just delete this whole block and just see what kind of zoning squares we can get. So right now I'm basically gonna redo some of the waterfront just to make it look a little nicer. I desperately need a zoning toggle. That's the hill I'll die on, is zoning toggle. I guess fronting the water is going to be the best bet, huh? Like what can I do to get rid of zoning squares without doing this? This is the best way I've found. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to reduce this back to mixed use. And as we get more demand for high density residential, we'll address that progressively. Also, I came to a lot of conclusions in the recent video. When making it, I was figuring out like land value and where the low rent housing, where the high density low rent housing can go, the towers, and they have to go out of range of your high land value area. So the dark blue is a big no-no. It has to go in kind of the light blue or white area, and it has to have stuff nearby. It has to have like a park nearby so they don't leave. You want a cut and fill toggle too? Oh yeah, for roads, Deedski, I agree. Rip Old Man on the Mountain. Yeah, I was there when that happened. I remember thinking like, dang, that's on our quarter. For those of you that don't know, in New Hampshire, the Old Man of the Mountain is our state symbol that fell into Echo Lake, which is a lake at the bottom of the mountain. It was this stone figure in the rock side, in the rock face. It was a profile that looked like an old man. It was probably like 100 feet tall or something. It was rather tall. But yeah, it's our state symbol. It's on the quarter, the state quarter. It's on the cop cars. It's all over the place. And he fell. He fell into the water. So that's wild. All right, so let's... I guess I like these. I guess I like the little spots that are fronting it. What I could probably do is eliminate some of these smaller streets and just have a giant block, but that doesn't really fit the bill for me either. I kind of like the smaller blocks. Like this isn't a bad facade for the waterfront, I think. Possibly we'll add a path and maybe terraform, or can you do a... What's the best way to do keys in this game? Ugh, it's terrible. I don't like how the keys work currently, or I need anarchy. I was actually there. I was there in the state of New Hampshire. I was there. I was just up the road from it. It's in Franconia Notch, but I lived in Lancaster at the time. And now it's in the lake. Ha! Who do you think pushed him? Cue the accusations. You'd hope if he fell into Echo Lake, he'd bounce right. He reverberated back to his original position. They're not going to know what chirper is. Corlar, that's a good point. The chirper joke is over. They should have called it Y, or change it to Y. That would be funny. Manch Vegas, Deedski, nice. That's downstate. We call that downstate where I'm from. I don't want the maple syrup to pool at the bottom, so I keep stirring it to avoid that. That's a fine use of space for that one. This one I'm pretty happy with too. Like it doesn't line up or make sense. I guess it kind of does. The hill is weird, but like whatever. This isn't the kind of game you want to zoom in on currently. It's you kind of want to look at it from here. Let's keep going. Let's keep fixing. If this one could be a little bit better, that would be super cool. So let's undo some of these guys. Undo that, undo that. Let's see what is left. What are we left with? I sense that these are facing to the right. Here, I'm actually going to eliminate the whole thing. So the goal here is to get the towers out of this area and stabilize this, and then see what zoning demand there is left, while also somehow satisfying office demand, because we do have a bunch of office demand, and office towers can just go up periodically. Like right here, right now. Something like that. Wait. No, this has to go. The pop music musician mansion can just absolutely not. Could just go away entirely. Maybe they live next to the college. It doesn't have to make sense. It's my world. Really anywhere back here is probably a good spot. Yeah, right there. Let's do this and we'll see what comes of it. There we go. Go crazy. All right, continuing down here. What can I do with these zoning squares? Can we get a better facade on the whole thing? I think that'll do. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Just to get the largest building in this area and firm up these spots and remove the towers. So like this tower's got to go. We're not doing that. And this is really going to mess with the zoning squares for a few minutes here, but it's worth doing. And yes, a zoning toggle would make this insanely easy, but not a luxury I have at present, is it? I do usually prefer smaller. We'll see how these look when they come in. They might be bigger than intended, because this is actually closer to the facade I want on the water, right? Wasn't a magic trick. Alcar, are you talking about keys? You would chirp on why. Yeah, let's see what build. These are probably going to be too big, so actually it probably will make sense to do kind of what I was doing, like adding a path down the center to limit how deep the zoning squares go. What is this one doing? Ah, that's why it's so weird, because it's facing this way and it's cornering to this road, where we probably want it facing this road and cornering to this one. It's kind of backwards. Let's see what these look like. I want to see how enormous. If these are very enormous, then I'll fix them. Then I'll undo them accordingly. It's not enough to delete. We're also going to lose a lot of population doing this, but that's okay. The keys, yeah, I thought so. The streetcar avenue combo in this? Yeah. So I've got streetcars all over the place. Let me show you. For instance, like here. Oh, I don't need this to be grassy. Oh yeah, I do. Never mind. So here's the streetcar avenue. It removes the parking. It makes the stops in the center rather than on the outside, which is great for loading and unloading, and then they just cross when the light changes, or in the case of a roundabout, they just deal with it. But yeah, that kind of thing. Alcatrox, welcome in. Do I have issues with mail service? No, I haven't actually. We should get a cargo station for this place. Maybe the cargo station would go up here somewhere and kind of go across the river. And I should build better mail facilities, because right now we probably just have I'm just using 2 post offices and I've never emptied them. Oh, hello. Thank you. Alcatrox, welcome in. Thank you for subscribing. I guess everything's fine. I guess everything's working with the post offices. This one is maxed out in terms of vehicles in use. I also haven't upgraded them at all. So the bug that I'm aware of is actually the post sorting facility, I think. Yeah, it's the post sorting facility when it comes to picking up stuff from for instance, this mail facility here, this post office is more than halfway full. It may have issues getting trucks out to pick up mail. That's all I've heard. That's all I know. But it's very good. It's a very effective thing here, having tram stops all over the place. It's real nice. Real good and real nice. I should probably have these trams loop around and then make a stop here so that... Oh, like look at this. All of these folks are probably going to the tram stop. So the university is frequently being frequented by the people from this tram line, which is actually a double tram line. That tram line loops around this twice, one clockwise, one counterclockwise on this road. So that's a very effective route. That's a very good way to get across town, right? Have a good night, Light Soul. I appreciate it. See you later. Kem Jr., thanks for being here. I haven't built Metro in this game yet, in fact. I've literally not tried it. I've heard it's rather hard to do. How do we like these? Oh, well, that's not so bad. I can hang with that. That's not oppressively large or anything. And we might fit a park behind it if we gotta. What is that? This one is questionable. I'm just into redoing all of these at the moment. We can take this playground and put it anywhere else. If it'll fit on this little corner or if it'll fit... I mean, that's a fine spot for now. Now let's see what the squares look like. So I'm going to use this to reprioritize the direction so these all face forward mostly. That looks okay to me. I think that's about as good as we're gonna get probably. Why is this invalid? Yeah, that's about as good as it needs to be. And what I'll do on this occasion, actually, is we'll just... Nah, never mind. I was going to suggest doing it two units deep on this whole thing. This keeps not wanting to do its thing, and I don't really know why. The second it connects to the road there, it gets a little weird. That's fine. We'll let that grow in as is. This one looks pretty good, and it looks like pretty much what... let's revisit it real quick. That was probably the most solid facade of them all. But what I might as well do now is just rezone the whole thing back in. Because there's a few more squares there, so I might be able to get a slightly larger building for our waterfront. I never used to do this in the first game, by the way. To whom it may concern. Yeah, these are terrible. I don't really want commercial, high-density commercial on the waterfront. I want mixed use everywhere that I can have it. Everywhere we can stand it. What are trams called in America? I mean, they're called trams, but I would call it a streetcar, probably. A streetcar or a trolley. Both terms are dated, but the use of trams here is also virtually non-existent, with few exceptions. We phased them all out for buses like 100 years... like 70, 80 years ago, we phased all the trams out for buses. Because the auto companies didn't like the tram companies. Light rail, yeah. Light rail is a good, like, general term. Oh. Alcrox, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, glad to, you know, glad to make stuff that people like watching. That's important. It feels bad when it doesn't feel like I've made something that somebody wants to watch. So I'm glad for that. Yeah, Pax, tram and trolley. Well, trolley and streetcar are both very, to your point, very kind of Disney World-ish terms. And they're also sort of representative of the era that Disney World is meant to sort of spark memory of. Does that make sense? Whatever the idealized Walt Disney downtown USA dream is. I'm sorry that my camera gets all crazy. I wish it didn't do that, but that's how it is. Yeah, whatever he's trying to make happen, whatever his vision was, is what streetcars remind us of now. I'd agree with that. So what I'm doing right now only extends to this point, so I'm just going to be puttering around in this area for a few minutes here, trying to ensure that we get a decent looking waterfront that kind of matches. Isn't trolley a term for electrified buses? A trolley bus, I would call that a trolley bus specifically. I know, my eyes turn green. It's a little scary. I'm sorry for that. It's the green screen interacting with the zoning screen. But yeah, we have a thing called streetcar suburbs in the US, which is really swell. Really good. and they were little places that were connected to the big city by streetcars, and they popped up pretty organically because it was like, oh, there's a streetcar connection, great, we can get access to suburbia, but not like this, not the suburbia that we more know. How can I say it? Not the suburbia that we're mostly familiar with currently. A different type of suburbia, because you could get on the train, you know, you could get on your streetcar to get down there, as opposed to your everyone getting in their car. So it's different. It's a different thing. Different effects. Nice. I think these will all yield slightly better results than what was there before. For a more like cohesive, better use of space. This one is clearly not what I want, so let's undo this. I think, I don't think. I take it back. No thinking. No thinking for me. That would be preferred. If I can get that working, yep, there it is. That's exactly what I want. I just want the front and the back to cover as much space as possible while removing all these extra, like, small, awkward buildings and things. Ugh. I think this one's facing the right road. I wish my changes would stick, but they're not seeming to stick sometimes. I like it a lot. Alcatrox, it's very... It's filled with potential. Possibly more potential than substance. At times. Though it is a good game, like it's objectively a good game, it's just not as good as it's going to be eventually. With a little bit of patience. That might have been the trick I was looking for. Yeah. Pretty much that. As long as this is facing to the right, I think it is. I think we got it. That'll be the best case scenario I can get out of this. Totally. Yep, that works. Good use of space, some good little buildings. And now we've reached the edge. So this one, I could actually have a tower here, and that wouldn't bother me at all. Oh, the improved road tools make all the difference in the world. It's been so much better building roads. If you're a fan of the default, like the vanilla game, which is all there is right now, mostly. Let's move this. Now is the time that I can start trying to retrofit. Like, if that fits in there, no, it doesn't. If I can retrofit these in anywhere. Like there, that's a fine spot for that, because nothing's going to zone there otherwise. So that's a good use of that little playground. Is it a dangerous playground? Tremendously. It's a very dangerous place. But does it serve its purpose? Definitely. Ooh, my tree lods are busted. I didn't say it wasn't without problems. Do you like this path to nowhere? That's a zoning grid path, if I've ever seen one. Let's... Oh, you know what? We can put a park in that pizza slice. This little pizza slice and this little pizza slice probably shouldn't have buildings on it, because we could just do a park and some trees or something else. Packs, are they working? Are they working okay? I've not... Well, it looks good on my end, so there's that. I hope it works well for you. Yeah, the traffic lights. Yep, there are things... So my expectations were... I'm comparing this game to vanilla City Skylines 1, because any other comparison is unfair, and this is way further ahead than City Skylines 1. So much further ahead. Just head and shoulders. Way, way, way ahead. So let's not forget that. What kind of place? What kind of guy is you are? Let's do that. The tallest of towers, looming. So I'm actually going to take the. Let's leave that there. I'll think of what goes in the pizza slices. Or I could actually eliminate. Let's eliminate this. Let's eliminate the slice entirely. Let's just get rid of that. The slice isn't nice for me in this moment. Well, since these are all going to go away anyway, let's just cut to the chase and we'll just eliminate a bunch of stuff. This entire area here. So this tram line. Maybe this one stops 1 unit back. I kind of like that it's there, though. It's kind of good. A little messy, but historic places often are. And this is supposed to be a bit older as places go. So it makes sense. Pineapple? That's enough slices, yep. Sliced up. I should be using a different zoning tool to do this, but here we are. Oh, there was one that I missed. So let's... This one actually looks good. That looks about correct. I don't think I'll be able to outdo that, so... Zone it in. We'll limit that side to 4. And then the rest will just zone in completely. So that should grow in nicely. This one's a bit strange. That's better. Does it stick? It sticks. Cool. So I can confidently zone that in. Really good. Now this one, what are you doing here? I deleted these people's home just now, so they are upset. They are bothered. People are impressed with the code. There's a lot more potential for modding. Fantastic. Good. No, the future is bright. I'm not worried about the future. It's all just a matter of time. And everybody, thanks for following. I appreciate it. Deedski, Budgeted Brady, thanks for following here on the Twitch. Everyone on the YouTube, thanks for watching. I'm mainly conversing with the Twitch chat here. Feel free to stick around on YouTube and just enjoy the, enjoy the show. But if you want to interact, it's going to be primarily over on Twitch. That's just how it has to be. I don't have a good way to do it otherwise right now. Huh. Let's just brainstorm this here. If this faces this way, what do we get? Nothing. I guess going that way is the only way to do it, huh? Well, that's fine. We can put a building there. Yeah, okay. We'll put that back. This is where the limitations of the zoning system come into play. What I really would like here... I don't know if this has occurred to anyone else, but I would love if you could... I'm not going to be able to illustrate it well here. But imagine this forestry building. What if you could draw a space like this for your European city center? What if you could draw a space like this and just say fill in with mixed use? Instead of forestry industry, which I can't even install properly here, what if I could zone this whole thing in with this tool? That would be the better example, actually. So what if I made a district right here? What if you could district in, but within the confines of this? So it actually is the other tool. That other tool that I was using, like the one that makes the garbage dump, the landfill, and all of the other little things here. What if you could use that to encircle this, and it would like procedurally generate an Italian city? You know, what if you could pull off like Florence or something? Like whatever, like it would just procedurally fill in that shape with the given style of buildings, right? Yeah. Budgeted Brady, welcome in. Thank you. And Chopper, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. This map is definitely a work in progress. I'm not rushing things right now. I do think we'll expand over into this area today, but I want to have a good looking downtown that makes me happy. Since the last video that I put up on YouTube was mainly about downtown, I want this to be kind of makes sense, right? Grim, thank you. Grimadello. Grimadello, welcome in. Thank you for the prime. And Woods, thank you for the prime. Really appreciate it. Everybody, that gets us kind of close to a hype train, maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but what does hype train mean? I don't know. You get emotes if you do primes and stuff, and bits and whatnot. Is that a good idea? Hey, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm just not. Hey, Guy Bud, thanks for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. Dias, thank you for the 100. Much appreciated. The 100 bits specifically. Thank you. Is it a good idea? Is it responsible? One could argue. I'm just trying to see what happens. This is an experiment to see if we deprioritize, if that's even a word. Oh no, what are you doing? If we remove the zoning priority from certain spots, what's left? Like maybe this would look better not being zoned here. Maybe that's the way to go. Like that might be a better solution to that square. That's probably a better use of space than what I had before. There we go. Hype train is close. Look at that. What could happen? What could possibly go wrong? There it is. Hype train incoming. See, I told you. What does that mean? What am I going to do about it? Can you stop it? I don't know. Not my problem, really. You did this, not me. I didn't do anything. Hype train all-time high reached level 2 this minute. Goal shattered. I have no idea what's going on. This is the part where I asked you, I didn't know if this is responsible, but here it goes. Alpha Twins, thank you so much for hooking up everybody. Thanks for being here. 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Oh, for lockpick. Nice. So it is Grimadello. I might just call you Grim, but thank you for being here either way. Another Jake, thank you for the prime. Much appreciated. What else did I miss? Oh my goodness. I knew there was more. My thing stopped scrolling. A hype train just started. Q-Boy, thanks for the 200 bits. Another Jake, thanks for the prime. Nair gave out 20 subs. That's actually kind of crazy. Nair, I can't give that back. You just gave that. You just did that. That's crazy. Thank you. That's redonkulous. If you were just gifted a sub, feel free to spam emotes. You know who you are. There's 20 of you. That's a lot. That's crazy. You're welcome. Thank you. Wow. Wild. Crossrider, welcome back. Unreal. Make me wear my wizard hat. Yeah, that's about the least I could do. I could do less, but I'll put the hat on. I'll put the hat on. Here it goes. Oh yeah, I mentioned the surprise surgery earlier, but what I didn't mention is the new cat, and she's not. I don't see her. I don't see her around, and I don't have a cat cam, and also, I mean that's all there is to it. There's the hat. Can you even see it? It's like off the chain. It's off the camera. It's too lewd. No, it's too, I don't know. It's too much hat to handle. Too hat to handle. That's the joke. There it is. I knew I'd get there eventually. Too hat to handle. Who do I think I am? Who does I think I is? Oh, no. I'd be curious to see if this fits. It doesn't, but... Yeah, everyone, thank you for giving. Thanks for giving and following and subscribing and doing all that stuff. I told you something might happen. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I had a hunch. We'll put something else there. We'll put some sort of like statue, or I wish I could detail. Can you detail in this game? Do we have props? We don't even have props, do we? Dang. City's looking so good. Thank you, Crossrider. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is probably some of my favorite work I've done in this game that isn't an interchange. I think some of my interchange stuff has a bit more something than, like, it has a lot. I have a lot more know-how when I'm doing the interchanges, but as far as building a city that seems to work well and looks good, like, this is a decent design. I endorse this layout. It's like faux European. This is like Disney European. Disney was not concerned with Europe at all, I don't think, but what I mean is it's like it's a bit theme parkish, but I think it looks good. I think it looks not poorly thought out. That's my point. I know. Yeah, Mike Marcus, I don't know how to fix that. That's the trick, is when I zoom in on the green stuff. Check this out. Terror. The terror, the horror. All the horror. Sorry if it's too horrible. Look away. Look away. You're not gonna like it. It's too horrible. Everyone, thank you for the hype train. There's one more minute. That's all. If you want special emotes, what are they gonna be? I don't know. Animals? Are they gonna be what kind of emotes are they gonna be? Could be anything, really. I'm pretty satisfied with that little block there. What I have to do is put in trees in these spots. Really, once this is all settled and figured out, I just have to fill in the rest of these spots with trees. All these little empty areas to cover up the like slightly discouraging little areas. Like this one's not too bad, but it's because I built it on a forest. All right, so this row is done. Let's start working on maybe this row here. Just see what improvements we might be able to make in these little positions. Why isn't it? Why isn't it getting due? Wait, what? Why isn't it getting... Why... There it is. Closer? No, worse. Oof. Thank you. What would I have to do to get squares in this spot? I guess it's just put a path along here, huh? I don't want them here, though. Does that give me squares here? As many as it can. There's the scary green screen again. I apologize for being scary and having a green screen. I don't apologize that much. I just apologize a little. Because, like, what am I going to do? I'm doing my best. Doing my bestest. Oh, it is animals. I knew it. I got a squirrel. What did you guys get? Did you get something? I got a choo-choo squirrel. What is a yumble? What isn't a yumble? Oh, Canaday, welcome back. I remember you. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Interchange emotes? Honestly. I'm fading out like a ghost, yeah. So this is... I'm the visual representation of what your arm falling asleep looks like. That's what it is. My whole body fell asleep, apparently. Wind God, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Wind God needs to say subscribed just to have that big wind emote. It's crucial. Ah, back up the monitors, add some powder to make my face less shiny. Oh no. You're probably right. Is using dev mode stable? That's a great question. I have no answer for that. I've never done it. I don't know enough about it to speak to it. It looks cool. I'm just really waiting for actual mods to come out. I'm not interested in encouraging people to use something that I'm not too familiar with. I mean, I assume it's as stable as the rest of the game, but the rest of the game is... It's somewhat stable. The rest of the game, that is. Alright, that one's done. Let's see if anything can be done with this block. If anything can be changed to make that better. Oh, perfect. That's it. Very good. Very good. Can this be improved? Nope, it's already perfect. I just need to rezone it. This type of thing is what I'm really looking for. I'm looking for maximum usage and maximum facade. I want all of the blocks to be kind of covered, so when you go through, it looks like a facade. Well, this side doesn't, because I prioritized the waterfront. So the waterfront here is meant to be a unified, a diverse, but at least aligned properly facade, is what this is. Polarizing filters? Oh my goodness. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to... Pax, you know how resistant I am to everything. That's the only way I can put it. I'm not easily won over, but once I'm won over, it's pretty thorough, I'd say. There we go. That's a slight improvement there. Now, what have we here? I'm imagining a situation where this just all gets zoned in better. Yeah. Or if I could change, what if we could select, like as an accessibility feature, what if I could change... Oh. Problem solved for now, until I need to use these things. Until I need to see the residential suitability. But who cares? This is everywhere. So as long as I'm not using this, as long as I'm not doing that, it's fine. As long as we're not doing low density. Yeah, good enough. For what I'm doing right now, this is perfect. This is exactly what it needs to be. Exactly what it needs to be. Positively perfect. Practically perfect in every way. It's weird that this didn't come out as a single, like the zoning grid broke there. What if this might not be worth doing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Just to see what result I get, just to see what interesting zany results happen. Let's get so zany. Right. It's better. But it could still be betterer. What does that get us? Ugh, come on, buddy. Bless you. Maybe the answer is actually to just get that out of there and then see what's left. Nope. The answer is not to do that. It's to do this. So these need to go away. This needs to go away. And I need this to be about half as much. Is the answer... Oh, you know what it is? It's probably because of the inconsistent zoning. That's what it is. The zoning breaks everything. Got it. Get it. Got it. Good. Yes. Yes. Does that answer the question? Wait. Does this go back to the way it was every time? It resets every time? Come on. Come on. I'm not trying to live like that. It's just happening. So I have to go and click this every time so I don't look insane? Well, okay. It's not what I had hoped for. It's not the solution I want. It's the solution I deserve, I guess. You get what you get. Now, does this fix... Let's see if this does what I intend. I think that's what I want. Unless we want, maybe this side instead. It's just prioritizing what way the houses face, really. That's all I'm doing right now. Giphy, welcome in. I saw you on the last video and I commented to Snapback pretty, like, hey, it's been like 3 years of Giphy Squid. It's like, wow, one of the YouTube OGs that made the jump to Twitch. Kind of wild. Thanks for being there. And then coming back. Like, is that closer to what I want, maybe? Probably for this block. Yeah, I think that's a better option here. And then there's almost enough space for a park back behind everything. But I think that'll look better when looking at downtown from this angle, because that's really the angle that I tend to look at the city from. Lucky to find a good streamer during the worst part of COVID. Psh, I was lucky to find a niche during the worst part of COVID. I'll be honest. I was lucky to, like... I was in the right place at the right time and had started streaming a few years earlier, and then I said, well, I might as well make YouTube videos. I certainly have the time. And here we are. So that's how it went. There should be an accessibility option to adjust those colors. Nair, I agree, because those colors are insane. They're agreed. Insane is not the right word to use, but those colors are anything that's like a pure color is probably not an ideal color. Like that green is not a good green on the eyes. That is not a balanced and easy to look at green, in my opinion. Did I modify this block yet? I can't remember. I like the facades. I like how the facades are coming together, and I'll like it even more when there's trees in these little nooks along the way here. Egregious. Yep. Simulacra. That's a philosopher thing. That's a philosophizing thing. I know that. Think the island could have been a historic city center? Probably not. Like, this is harder to defend than this. This is an easier shape to defend than the island, oddly enough. Because if you besiege an island, they get starved out pretty easily. Whereas this, you can have stuff going on inland, or you can get stuff via river, or there's versatility. Whereas the island, if you're encircled on the island, you can't really like tunnel. You generally can't tunnel out or whatever. Cuboid's working on Move It. You heard it here first. Yes. A fort for sure. Yeah, some sort of fort could go here, opposing the downtown. That would be okay. I do have castle ruins. They're buried amongst the trees right now. But the castle ruins could potentially go on the Chester Peak. Like here or something. I don't know. I just want this to look decent. So we're going through and sort of clipping all this high density down. Or it's still going to be quite high density, but made with mid-rises instead. Or made with mixed-use kind of mid-rise buildings. Why did we just get blue? Because it's January? The snow's not going to come back, is it? We just got done with that. Unless you heard it somewhere else first. Correct. That's a true statement. You heard it here first. Unless it was, unless you heard it somewhere else. Cuboid is doing stuff. Don't work too hard, Q. Don't work too hard. Let's see. This one... That one's actually pretty good. It looks a bit weird, but I think it's not bad as a facade. This one I already did, because I must have. So let's see what we have here. These two blocks don't seem to be doing what I want exactly. Oh, I guess we D-zone these first. So D-zone completely before you try to manipulate the grid. Right. Right. Like that. And then we go back to manipulating, as you do. Manipulate, manipulate. Ugh, what is that? Oh, that's an already zoned in spot. Got it. That's what I get hung up on, is already zoned areas. Can I do this? Ah, another one. Why do they hang on like that? There it is. That's the one right there. Bit of an awkward spot there, but that's all right. Everybody in this area bikes, apparently. They're all bikes and Vespas. Not bikes. Sorry to get you all excited. Motorcycles, everybody. Motorcycles. Yeah, it's weird that they pop back, right? Rozo, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I do miss the road toggle controls. You can see that I'm struggling here. Or not struggling, but I'm being very intentional with all of these moves that I'm making. So it's not, I don't think of it as struggling. I hope it doesn't look like struggling. Maybe it's slightly struggle-ish, but yeah, I'm missing zoning toggle, and I'm defeating the toggle by doing this. Look at that. That's why things are so weird, because there's a hidden layer of zonings that reappear unnecessarily. I think that's about as good as that one's gonna get. What a feature. What a thing. What a world. What a world. What a world. This could be better. Because I'm dezoning stuff, having to rezone stuff, up zoning, down zoning, side zoning. There it is. You saw that. You saw it. Yeah, zoning control would really help, because you can see the stuff that I'm facing right now. I'm trying to... Ugh. And that, whatever that is, that little thing where the zoning reappears, is not as helpful as people would think. Whoever implemented that didn't really think about whether that was helpful or not, I think. Like the reappearing zoning. Look at how much better usage I'm getting out of these plots. That's really the name of the game, I suppose. Yeah, good enough. I want as much building on road as I can get. The ratio of building to road usage is really what I'm redistributing here mostly. Let's move this for now. This is like a mid-density, a mid-rise thingy. Let's just snap it here. That's fine. Is that actually mid-density? I don't know that. Don't quote me on that. Oh, and we have another one. Constellation Apartments. That can go in over here. We might as well use it. Might as well go in somewhere. It's good for somebody. Ah, we could use this guy, the Epicurean Garden of not enough customers. The Epicurean Garden is a great place to visit. Not sure why I'm a southern gentleman, but... Ah, the gardens at Epicurea, of course. A fine establishment. Imutki. My hat has a mustache. Really good stuff. I don't get it, but it's fine. It's French, I suppose. I'm gonna take the hat off. That's enough hat. I'm legitimately getting warm. I don't think it's meant to be a warm hat, but it is. Gaming Terry, thanks for being here. The row housing signature building are out of step with... Yeah, I agree. I wish that the signature buildings were a bit more cohesive with the selected map theme at times, because I mean, if you can pick out the signature building in this shot, it could be any of them, but try and pick out... One of these things is not like the others. A sea of row houses, and maybe this is more of... It's 5 high, so it's not really a row house. So it probably does actually belong more in the downtown, but it doesn't really look like any of the buildings in the downtown. The downtown is looking a bit Soviet actually to me. Like this like stucco looking fronted building and stuff is looking kind of Eastern European of a certain year, of a certain time period. Whereas these look different. This looks a lot different from this. And I guess the difference is the zoning depth, maybe? It's probably the zoning depth. If I reduce this by 1, maybe I get a better... Let's actually do that. Or not. I don't want to change it. I don't want to change it, because it doesn't look bad from here. Right, moving on. Let's try and redo this one appropriately. Okay. Fair enough, but... See, that's what I want. That thing there is what I actually want. Did the color change? Because did the green get mintier? Because I feel like it used to be a darker green, or a more greenish green. Well, whatever, as long as it works. They feel like suburban Europe, not a city center. Yeah. So then the question becomes, what buildings would represent a city center? A historic city center, or a city central business district? These are as good as I've got, is the issue. Because there's not going to be another zoning that's better. And these also have the added benefit of being mixed use. So what I really want are a mixed use pack that matches the picture I see in my head. And I don't think I have that yet. This block could probably be better. That one came out not very nice. Not sure what I can do about it specifically, but let's do this one. Sorry everyone. Yeah. I don't quite have what I want. That's all. That's the takeaway here, is that I don't quite have something that exactly fits my vision, but it's like it's not so far that I'm upset. I'm just being a little nitpicky when I say I want mid-density. I would like a Paris pack, and I think we'll get one. I'd like a Paris pack. I'd like all kinds of places, you know, all kinds of different facades from different eras, from different styles. I'd like a Prague. I'd like an Edinburgh. I'd like all these different, and all those places I just mentioned look totally different architecturally, but I would like to have each of them as an option for different areas, or just different cities, period. Either or. Displacement. You're in Edinburgh. Oh, nice. Very cool. Barcelona, totally. Barcelona would be cool. That one's gridded, so that would be easy. Give me that brutalism, right? Yeah. I want commie blocks as an option. I want options as an option. That's all. Give me towers of all sorts. Give me mixed use of all sorts. Give me just a lot of different stuff, and let it be accessible to everybody. That would be really cool. That's what I want for Christmas. This one's pretty good, depending on what zonings we have here. Yeah, this one overall is pretty good. Let me investigate, actually. Let's see. Could it be better? Sorry I look crazy when I get green. You wouldn't like me when I'm green. Something Hulk something. You don't like me green. That's what he says. You don't like it when I'm green. It's kind of funny. All I want for Christmas is zone. Yep, I want zone. I want zone. Tenement row houses circa 1900 mixed with blocks of student housing plus castle. Rozo, I just think of the tourist part of Edinburgh where you get it's all stone. What I think of is like stone out of its gourd. But yeah, there's all kinds of unique facades all over the place. Or how about brick buildings, just straight up like US? We kind of have that in the North American pack. Is it snowing again? Bro, I thought we were done. It's snowing again. It's kind of melting around the city center, huh? That's a fun thing that they built in. It's kind of melting for some reason. It looks slightly darker in some spots. Can I get a park? I think I already tried this and it didn't work, right? Yeah, so let's do... The small plaza doesn't fit. The small playground does, so that's actually a reasonable option. So I'm going to turn off snapping and try and snap it to here, to the center. Can I see what I'm doing? No. Road required. I can put that there, though. I can put it in the center of that, and that sort of works. And then maybe fit trees around it, space allowing. It's a better use of space than not doing anything. And then this large park. Really, it would not be bad to dedicate an entire block here to the large park, potentially. It would be kind of nice, is what I'm saying. It would be a nice move, and it would probably cover the downtown pretty Nice. So let's actually undo all that. I don't know how hard I worked on this particular one, but I know we're about to bring this in. Come here, you. Snap. So close. So close yet so far. Well, fortunately for all of us, I think all we need is just a little tenderness here. A small amount of tenderness will do it. Have you tried a little tenderness? Let's do that. Gotta. All right. Yeah, that's fine. We'll throw trees along the edges, space allowing once again. But yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. I agree, Rexus. Yeah, something Italian, something with clay roofs. I didn't used to get that as a person who lives in the USA, as an American. I didn't really understand the red roof thing or why places look the way they do. But now it's like, yeah, I would like to be able to replicate that in game. Perhaps one more block around the outside here. So I guess I'm done with the inner part, right? Nothing looks too odd. This one could maybe be better, but that's okay. With trees, I think it'll look good. All right, let's improve this one. I say improve. Let's mess with it. Let's mess it up. Solidly. Because I think it could be better. I think it could be better. Like, what if we get rid of this? Oh, look at that. Hidden zonings. Hidden secret zonings. Secrets. Secrets don't make friends, okay? I should save. I haven't saved in a very long time. And this is all stuff that I would not like to redo, not even a little. But this is going to look much, much better when it's all, when downtown is done. And then we can start rezoning in some high density buildings sort of closer to the large road here. I think that's a better use of stuff. Early 1900s architecture, yeah. So I do absolutely like the old, the US, so the North American mixed use buildings. Those look nice to me because they're brick. That's better. Better use of space. I don't think I ever looked at what these were composed of, really. I don't think I ever looked at how the zoning squares kind of appeared. Ooh, that's covering up something awkward there. Let's get rid of... Let's go along the longer way here. Is that the way? Oh. I think that is the way. That must be the way. If I could get rid bonus points if this goes away and stays away. Bonus points are mine. I will redeem those bonus points presently. The points of bonus. I may still intersperse as we unlock like special buildings or things like that. Those may still wind up in the downtown, as these buildings are not filled with so much character that it would break my heart to cover them up or something. Let's juice up the land value here. Really juice it up with just parks. Parks everywhere. Parks as far as the eye can see. What are my taxes set up? Good question, Tree Man. I don't know. 13? 10. They're set to 10, but we have so much money. 10 is default. For a while I wasn't using 10, I think. But 10 is fine. 10 is fine. That's more what I'm looking for. That's what I'm talking about right there. Better use of space. That is weird. Three identical office towers next to each other is not really what anyone wants, I don't think. I don't suppose. I could be wrong. That is not going to fly either. Ooh, goodness. Oh, jeez. Okay, one more. Right. Oh, okay, more hidden zoning squares. Because that's what I want. What I want. I was wondering why I could never revert things back to where I want them, and it's because they're these hidden little zoning squares underneath. And when they come back, they change the grid. That little bit there, if I can make that go away, then I'd be... It might just be how it is. This is the struggle. This is actually a little bit of struggle. So what we'll do instead is we'll do that, and then we'll fit a playground on the corner here. Everybody loved that. They loved the little playgrounds I've put in their downtown. This is the way. Yeah, you can. There's a university. It's all good to go. I would love more control over the zoning. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm really trying to... I'm trying to get a certain result. And my results are a bit mixed. But I'm clearly trying to go for something specific, right? Like, I wish that these would recognize how relatively straight this road is. It might even be completely, but I wish it would just consolidate those. I can do it manually, but still that little leftover bit of zoning there. And now, let's see what we can get. That's pretty much fine. These buildings are all messed up now, but that's not my problem. That's a problem for me to worry about later. I don't know. Canada, the game's gonna change a lot when mods come out, so we'll see. Yeah, I've never noticed homeless, but in game. Why didn't I do that originally? That's the way to go. Face it towards the front in that spot. So this is a parking situation here. What happened on this? Ooh. Did I not? I guess I didn't fix this one at all. Is that a good spot for a parking garage? We love a parking garage right in downtown, don't we? Right in our historic city center. A full parking garage, no less. No, that's going to stay where it is, I think. Look at this use of space. Look at this usage. Look at this usage. So this one is probably hidden zoning. Crouching Tiger, hidden zonings. There it is. I found you. I found you. You thought you could hide. You can't hide. Don't even try it. I would prefer that this be facing front and back. So I'm going to do that. And then delete these, and hopefully that sticks. Perfect. Better. Better, closer, warmer. Good use of space, right? I'm just trying to get this a little nicer. And we'll finish strong. Oh, these I could possibly do a little better. This I would actually want to do along the wall here, or along the one straight road. Going along there, yeah. So that's the better use of space for this particular spot. So shall it be written. As the prophecy foretold. That's the better road for that one. D-zone all that jank. Get out of here, get out of here. If I click it like 5 times, does it then D-zone everything in the way that I would want? No? Oh, okay. Sneaky, sneaky. And you? Perfect. Perfect. 66, welcome in. Don't hide from me. Rozo, problem for future Yumble, not present Yumble, exactly. They lose their apartment because of bulldozing. Oh, interesting. So I'm causing it right now. I am the problem. Is that what you're saying? I'll own that. Yep. That's what I do. That is perfect. That's the best use of space possible in that position. So we're just going to go with it. This spot, okay. In a world, is there a spot where this could go? Maybe like right up front here, or right next to the tram stops, or there's a spot for this building and it is the most perfect spot. Like right on the water. Or over here somewhere. It's a good looking building. I just think this block would be improved if I put this somewhere else. Or it could just go here. Really, it could just go right there. Perfect. Once again, perfect. Perfectly invisible. Though now I do kind of want to make it visible, so maybe if it can fit there. Like, this is such a nice, distinct, and interesting asset relative to many. Like, that's better. That's better. Right in front of the park. Because it looks rich. I'll be honest. It looks like money. Blue color is mixed use? Correct. So this... I'm doing everything mixed use. This light blue that I'm zoning in is mixed use. I'm just trying to... Mixed use is virtually what all European downtowns are, or city centers, or whatever you want to call them. I just want the zoning grid to be effective for what I'm trying to do, because sometimes it is not. And that, like the weird zoning anomalies that show up, I could do it without all that. I could do it easier and faster. Like that, look at that. These things reappearing. But that's about the result I'm looking for, so we'll go with it. Perfect. What are these buildings? These are mixed use, yeah? It would be nice if this were more of a style. Maybe these are just the 2 deep buildings or something, like the 2 units deep style. What do we want here? There it is again. I found you. I found you. Oh, I found you. Like, it's just not a helpful mechanic from where I'm sitting. What I'm trying to do here. Not so helpful. Those little extra squares actually make a difference, and it's not helping. I deleted a tram stop, huh? I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. They probably messed with some people's commute just now. Oopsie. The old buildings are less deep IRL too. Yeah. So I was really trying to make that happen organically here by making small zoning. But the game really makes you want to do a grid, doesn't it? It makes you want to... It makes you want to dance. It makes you want to move. It makes you want to do. Oh, are those what's affecting this? Every now and then I feel that there are hidden zonings, hidden bits of zone that are affecting things negatively. And finding them is a real trick. I guess that's the better option. Look at this, still hidden zones though. There we go. I'm looking for something like that the whole time, and it's really hard to get there, and I really have to delete like generations of zoning to arrive at that simple conclusion. That's a simple conclusion, right? So these are, in terms of depth, assuming it's the same as the first game, these are 8 meters each thing. So I'm doing 8, 16. We're doing 32 deep is 4 units. 32 meters deep. I just don't have a good concept of meters, I guess. Or the size of buildings, or scale in this game, period. I didn't have a good sense of scale in City Skylines 1 either. It was kind of a weak point for me. Kind of a weak point overall, especially once you introduce custom assets and things. It kind of got tough to judge the scale of things at times, so people wind up saying, they'd be like, Yumble, your interchanges are huge, and it's like, they're way smaller than real life interchanges. I would have to, it's like, I hate to break it to you. What I built is incredibly compact compared to what they would build in real life. I promise you. I think we rezoned every inch of downtown just now. Make downtown good for once. It's the initiative. Just for once. Just once. That one I think is done. That one looks good to me. Messy, messy, messy. Okay, now may I... Oh, that hidden square there. Like once these get rezoned, I don't need any of that back once I've done it. For the way I play at least, I don't really need any of that. That's probably a pretty good distribution of things though, huh? Especially with the waterfront. I do want the front to be along, the facade to be on the waterfront. All right, now that we've rebuilt, I should save probably. Let's save. So for those of you that are wondering why I keep making new saves, it's because you might lose your save if you save over it and it crashes, you lose that save. It's bizarre, I know, but... Do you sub to the idea of zoning 3 deep? Yeah. Razo, I would do it for aesthetics. Zoning, like even 2 units deep, like 2 unit deep mixed use looks really good on the North American pack, in my opinion. Looks great. There's all this, These are also a bit of a good default, aren't they? These sort of things. Like the row houses are kind of good everywhere in between areas, though mixed use probably makes more sense in these spots, but we do our best. One story is about 3 meters high. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, for row houses, I don't really like the extended backyards on some of them. I think they tend to look better like shorter, because they get a bit awkward with the big backyards and things. I don't know what's typical in a row house, or in the US we have townhouses, which are essentially, there's also row houses, but same idea. Like this one is all messed up. This there should be an easier way to do what I'm doing. But I do want to pay special attention at least to the waterfront. If the insides of these get intermingled now, like if these are not quite what I want, that's okay. But the waterfront, I at least want that to look semi-decent. We do have high density zoning again, so I'm going to go low rent housing. I'm going to build that out by the college, I think. Like out on the street here. So at the cost of all of these row houses. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. We'll do like a single decent sized tower here. Because that should be just outside of our land value radius, which is the perfect spot for the low rent high rise buildings. So this will house 100 high density people in this position, and we'll of course have towers going on over here too. But oh, the pedestrian roads, I haven't really done much with them. I think it's pretty useful to have cars on them, and if I want to use if I want to do a pedestrian road, I do an alley, which actually does cars also, but generally that's how it goes. Like for this area, the pedestrian roads are just as wide. They're like 18 or 16 meters wide. Why would I don't want a 16-meter wide pedestrian road. I just want to use an alley. So this place should be largely pedestrianized for parts of it. Maybe not this road cutting through, because that's a tram road, but a tram pedestrian road would be. Well, actually, now that that's been said, now that that has been put in my head here, yeah. Well, heck yeah, why not? Let's do that. Let's see if this is usable. Let's see if it's good. How does that diminish some of the usefulness of some of these roads? Oh, sorry, buddy. This looks much more cohesive, by the way. As a thing, this looks much better than it did. And we'll have tall buildings outside of that looking over it, I guess. The winter looks undercooked in general. Yeah, so the lack of snow on the grass, other than the map texture kind of gets altered, but the buildings and parks and things don't get altered. So you just wind up with these little awkward patches here and there. The tower. Low rent, high rise, y'all. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Wow. I like this too, by the way. The sound design, but that's not what I was actually here to talk about. I like that this is a thing that can happen, and the game allows it. Because in City Skylines 1, anywhere where there's a road, that was kind of a no-go for buildings underneath it. They wouldn't grow there, is what I'm saying. It was not possible. It was not a thing. So that's a fun little thing you can do. Well, now I'm feeling like another office building would make sense here, right? Maybe about there. All this office demand has to go somewhere. There's also lots and lots of mixed-use demand, too, and I would really love to get that along the waterfront wherever I can as a facade for the entire area. So let's look into what that could be. I'm fine with an office building there, but then what could the rest of this become? Oh no, it's all broken. It's all broken and terrible. I would have to just draw a straight line there, which we can do, but that's a bit boring. That was a hope of mine some time ago, was that the zoning squares would be a little less, or that they wouldn't be squares. I was hoping that they wouldn't be quite so rigid. Wait, what? The rigidness is a bit of a turn-off. Okay, so now can I de-zone some of this? Whoops. De-zone a bit of that, and then remove these zoning squares, and then we'll have a front. We'll have a facade to go around the facade. Not that it's fake, just as the front of the building. A facade. Pretty much kind of that. Mostly that. Mostly there. Yeah, we'll go with that. Mixed use. Ugh. Messy, messy, messy. So maybe this one is actually like an apartment building, and then this one could be one more mixed use. I generally don't even mess with the apartment buildings, but we've made it this far. Does the mail sorting facility working? I haven't tried it, MSC. Haven't tried it. You change the houses under the bridge to commercial / gas stations. Yeah. There's definitely gas. There's definitely pollution under here. Throw low commercial. Remnants of zonings past. We'll just do little commercial there. See what pops up. Little commercial, little low rise. So this symbol here to me tells me that this layer is now looking to get densified a bit. Like all of this probably is looking to become row houses in a second here. There's also concerns with having enough commercial in certain areas. Like what is this? High rent? Yeah. The rent is too high. Oh no, and there's a health outbreak of some sort. How's our hospital? Where's the hospital? Here it is. Have I upgraded any of it? Nope. There we go. Now we have an upgraded thing. We can medevac people, all that stuff. Hopefully get some ambulances out here too. I'm just going to row house a bunch of these because we have so much row house demand that we might as well, right? So like all of the waterfront blocks can basically... This building is not working. This building has never worked the way I want it to. That'll be row houses when we're ready. Now. I would like to build a new area also. I've been staring at the same part of town for too long, and that's a recipe for something. Something bad. These are probably my least favorite mixed-use buildings. I think that they're too wide. Not that they're too wide. Not that their width is too great, but they are 2 units wide, is what I'm trying to say. And they don't look as good as virtually any of the other ones to me. I also wish that these weren't exactly the same. And that's how it's done. Better chance of variety. These spots should be changed to something else next to the school. Oh, the school, I forgot. We kind of detailed it. The school is actually one of the more complete areas, the elementary school here. Completely full also. But I did paths and trees and such. That was all rather intentional. All the pathing going around, all the connectivity. Aligning it with the front of this. What are these two about? This is the last time I'm going to do this. This is the last one. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep living like this. What I want... Ugh. What I want is that, roughly. Ugh, that's causing the problem. So once I get rid of that, life changes and things get good. There we go, and things just got good. And that's it. Easy mixed use clap. Here we go. Easy peasy. And then this one, similarly, is going to have the same deal with secret zonings baked in that you can't see until you delete them. But you can't see them to delete them until you remove the road. Sorry, until you change the... It's a small nightmare. It's a teeny tiny nightmare trying to get things to be just right. All right, let's forget about this for a second. Let's go over here. How much map do I have to play with in this area? Let's check that first, because I do have a bunch of tiles to unlock. And eventually we're going to move the entire industry to a different area too. YouTube friends, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for chilling, everybody. I'm mainly reading the Twitch chat, so feel free to come over to the Twitch if you want to hang. But yeah, much appreciated your presence here. There's probably high-rise buildings across the river eventually. There must be. There's got to be. They're so happy. Everyone's so happy. You can't see it because it's behind me. Trust me. I'm a doctor. So now I'm looking into making this area different. Let's unlock... Ooh, I basically got what I need, I suppose. We're kind of into the foothills here. I've pretty much got what I need. I don't know if we'll build over here or not. Do we want a main route coming out this way? I'm not sure. But I do know we'll end up in this area, so let's spend some tiles here. Some unlocked tile unlocks specifically. Might as well get this just for fun. I'll leave 2 left for case of emergencies. Now I'm going to leave in... We'll have to reconnect the tram line. Well, let's get rid of this too, because we're probably going to build over whatever's here, and we can push industry out to other areas. Am I even going to be able to see? Well, kind of, I guess. That's fine. So let's do this. Let's say that this road comes off the river here. Comes off and goes down the river. So this road is actually for... going down this way. As far as what's back here, I don't know. Some kind of industry or something. But let's just, for the sake of story, let's imagine that there's something worth connecting to that lives back here. Another town, maybe, another bit of development, sure. And then we'll say that this road must cross it. I'm thinking, I promise. There's thoughts going on in my thinky thought brain. Thinky thought brain, what the heck? All right, just all the way back. All the way back, straight ahead. That looks good. And then we'll start curving off of this. Probably following the hills here to some degree. Oh, we're gonna make quite a jump up. So we're going up, how high? 6.6, 6.9, 5.8. Let's try to get it to 5 here. 5% grade. It's not so bad. And from there we can sort of follow the foothills a little bit. I would really actually prefer that this road be more centered. I take it all back. I take it all back. I got a better idea. It means this bridge is going to have to change, but that's really not such a big thing. It's not such a big deal. And really, this whole area can be rearranged as we see fit, because that's how the game works. Maybe not a main route, but possibly a New Hampshire route. Analog, you got me. You got me there. It's definitely that. That's what it is. There's an interchange over here that comes back and connects over here, and there's probably one in the middle here too. So in total, 1, 2 interchanges we have so far. There's also going to be 3, 4. Oh. Huh. Well, that would be kind of a good spot for an interchange, since they already put tunnels there. You can kind of climb the tunnels and then send it across here. Maybe, just something to consider. New Hampshire route. We're just going to go through this way, I think. This is like a road hierarchy thing that I'm imagining. Connecting the arterial to another arterial. That's good for now. I don't have a plan for this exactly, but this whole industrial area is going to move someday and people are going to live here. The layout may remain. I don't really know. I'm not tied to the layout either, but you enjoy making rural routes? Yeah, I enjoy building rural things in this game, but the game doesn't always encourage it. But that's okay. It's okay. How about, have you tried just not being in water? Have you tried simply not being in the water? I wish the pillar was a bit more where I actually want it to be. But this probably isn't so bad. Assuming that this is pointed, that's fine. I don't love the pillar position. I think I can just right click though, right? Isn't that a thing? Or double click, that's it. If you double click, you get a pillar in a different spot, which is a cool trick. I forget who shared that with me. Ah, the tram line is certainly borked now. It's all kinds of borked. Well, let's connect this side first. You know what? I should use complex curve tool, because that's what I'm doing, right? And then turn this back on, because I'm trying to make an S-bend, and it seems like that's the way to do it, right? Or maybe I make it even further? I haven't fully figured out how I like to do things, but it seems like that is probably a good, like, S-curve. Except we'll start it back here. Pretty sure that's the way that the compound or the complex curve works. Compound curve? Complex curve? Ah, I'm locking that in closer than I'd prefer. So this has to be about here, and this has to be about here, and then it goes. Does it have, do I have to think in thirds or halves to do this? Let's imagine a third of the way, and then another third of the way, and then, well... Anyone have a read on the complex curve tool? Orion Sirius, it's growing well. It's going okay. I'm a doctor, not a city planner. Yeah, right. None of the above. JD Bissell, welcome in. A little straight segment first, maybe? I just want to... Oh, between the two? Yeah, you're probably right. So maybe the move would be... We'll throw in some amount here. So a bit there, and then a little bit here too. And then I believe it's complex curve tool. I should be able to basically that, but shift the whole thing to the right a little bit. I don't need to measure it perfectly on each side. Yeah, I got you. You can make S. Yeah, exactly. But Q, my question is, do I want to tether? I guess I want to tether the curves in thirds. Like that's about a third of the way. That's about another third of the way, and that's the end, right? Is that about? Like for eyeballing purposes, I think that's pretty close. What I'm asking is the anchor points are supposed to be about a third of the way there if I'm trying to make an S-bend using this tool. Because that looks fine. And then that's another third, and then that's another third. Like roughly speaking, that's exactly what I want, roughly. It's roughly exactly perfect. It's roughly exactly perfect. Approximately. More or less. More or less, it's exactly roughly perfect. Roughly precise. Nerdy side, thank you for understanding. You do tend to understand. I'm getting so many connections here that I don't really want. I'm, once again, roughly precisely. That's pretty mediocre. I'm pretty medium happy with that. Looks like I made it out of cardboard. Well, we're gonna step back on this. It doesn't matter. It's not like I even have to line it up with any of it. Let's get rid of the snappy thing. I'm betting that connects well. So I'll hit this with the simple curve, or I'll hit this with the continuous curve. I virtually always use continuous curve when designing, just because I'm just going. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. Continuous curve. Much better. I don't know why the other one looked like I made it out of wet cardboard, but the bridge looks a bit sad there. Yeah, I think this is much, much better. A much more plausible little scenario. This is a bit of a dip here, but sometimes you gotta dip. I don't know. That's how it has to be. Just for the functionality of this area, just to put the fun in functionality, let's put this back. Because that's about that's pretty much what it was. I kind of devastated this little section, but that's okay. It was pretty incomplete anyway. Any of this could be redone and I wouldn't be upset about it too. So, and of course we're gonna throw in one of these. One of them's theirs. And before I forget, let's reestablish the tram route because it is a crucial tram route we have here. When I dip you, we dip. What does that mean? I believe you. But what does it mean? All right, so that's back. And it already repathed. Beautiful. Hello. What are you doing? Can I... Wait. Can we have buses? Here's something that I've never tried. And I may never try again. The shelter, the taxi depot, the bus depot. If I build a bus depot, do I just connect buses to the outside connection? That's probably how that works, huh? The zoning demand is huge. Yeah, plenty of opportunity there. Lots of zoning opportunity. There's going to be a lot of traffic heading through this, if you can't tell. Tram stop on the Spooey, yeah. The Spooey is not necessarily one of the better options. I especially wish I wish that this wasn't how this was working, but that's how that type of road works. That 3 plus whatever this is. What if I turned this back into this? We all like interchanges here, right? Some of us might like some interchanges sometimes. So this one's a bit squishy, so we're gonna same energy. let me just I just gotta limber up my shoulders real quick. What repercussions could this possibly have? Other than the tram getting priority, which is really what I want. Or maybe what I want is the 6th lane. That's probably what I'm really looking for. Yeah. My lane math here is pretty questionable, all things considered. Well, why wouldn't I go all the way to the roundabout here? That makes enough sense. I mean, don't tell me to do it. I'm going to do it. You already know I'm not letting this slide. That's not part of it. Nor is... Well, the other one already knew. I guess my goal before was to get a dedicated left-hand turn, but in the way the game works currently, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about the left turn independence. Don't worry about toggling that independently of other things. We don't have that option right now, so I might as well just do that. And I think that's a fine option for the highway interchange, right? That's not overbuilt. The lane math is gone. I know, the lane math is gone, but I'm prioritizing the tram. Prioritizing the tram, okay? You just gotta trust me. Oh, wow. Does everything make sense here? There's not any, like, wild turns, right? I think functionally this is all good. The tram hated what I just did, but that's okay. They don't have to like it. It would probably also make more sense to put the tram stop over here, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Analog, yeah, interchanges are a big deal to me. They're very near and dear to my heart. We're gonna have to figure out a way to unify this area transit-wise, but I suppose we'll just do let's just build something out here. Could I do a smaller connection here? Probably. Let's see what that might look like, if that's a thing. This can be a thing. It'll still be something of an arterial. Can't see. That can probably work, possibly, maybe. And then that'll leave room for a little something something there. What an interesting song. I'm feeling it. More interesting than this road. This one's boring. Well, I should save. Even if I don't keep this one, I should save, right? Are there police sirens in the game, or is that in the song? Realistically, is there any chance a tram line would be existing on this type of interchange? I don't want to talk about it. I cannot discuss such things. It's not for me to say. It's not for me to. Who am I to who am I to say to weigh in on such matters? I will say, on a diverging diamond, it could probably work a little bit better. Well, really all this does is it reduces it by a phase. It reduces the diamond, like a diamond interchange. Not a diverging diamond, but a regular plain old diamond gets reduced by a signal phase. So this is a 3-phase light, and it extends the time that cross traffic is allowed to go through. So actually, yes, I do sign off on this as a concept. Is it widely used? Is it used anywhere? Is there a single use case on the planet? I have no idea. Could it work? You know? I'm at a bit of a loss. Hey. Oh, no gas station though. Dang. I was hoping that there would be a gas station under that bridge specifically. I want to redo this road and give it a bit more chutzpah. Just something. I want there to be something there. Something there that makes you feel something. I want to feel something when I see this network here. Maybe it originates in roughly the same spot. And the feeling will come, it's going to feel like it goes towards the highway and then follows the highway. Give or take. How accurately should it follow the highway, though, is the question. That's not terrible. So far, that's fairly reasonable. So let's back it up and then see where it all went wrong. I don't want it to get too close, nor too far. A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. So I want to follow this without it going into uncanny mode. Completely. Like there I messed up a little. I got a little too close here. I flew a little too close to the sun. I Icarused, and now it's given the ick, so we can't allow this. And there it gets a little close too, so I'll come back and revisit it. But yeah, what I'm looking for is a road that mainly has connections going one way. Oh, and maybe this gets factored in with an interchange. It's gonna have to go around an interchange probably. I don't know. Corridor, welcome in. Cordero, I'm sorry. Cordero de Dior. Welcome in. Thank you. Reading and comprehension. I don't make the rules, exactly. Diamonds are a tram's best friend. Yeah, right. Yeah. Negally, I don't build things because they're... I don't build things because they should be built in real life, necessarily. Let's put it that way. That's the best way I can put it. I build representations of stuff that could go somewhere someday, sometime maybe. Let's establish where the interchange that could but maybe shouldn't go some places somewhere sometimes. That's all. I nailed it. Thank you. Yeah, we got there. We got there. Cordero, thank you. I went to school with someone named Cordero, but Texas style frontage road? Ooh, that would be interesting. I've never done it. This place decidedly doesn't look quite like Texas to me. It looks rather not Texas-like. So I'm probably not going to do the Texas frontage road. But also, as I said before, I'm just doing whatever I want. This is a... We don't do things because they're easy. We do these things because they're hard and slightly unrealistic. I don't do anything. I don't even know what you're implying. This looks nuts. Yeah. No, this is not a typical thing. This is me wanting to create this. I felt the crash almost happening. This is me wanting to create this loop here. If you see this tram loop, this bi-directional tram loop, excluding the bottom right roads, the roads that you can see next to my head, I wanted to create connectivity with the industrial area and also just a general like arterial heavy usage. Like the usage is really good. 30,000 per month on the trams for citizens. 30,000, imagine. Tram lines 5 and 6 are the two culprits here. 5 and 6 are the two opposing lines here. They would need in Germany, they would build a separate bridge. I just explode. My head just blows up. What do you mean separate bridge? My brain. I can only handle so much, okay? I can only handle so much. My heart can only take so much. Few Candy for the live streams. Oh, is Few Candy here? Hi, Few Candy. If they're here, I don't know. Unconfirmed. There's going to be 2 more interchanges here, and I want to set up where those live, and then we'll establish what this road looks like. Oh, is Yumble the only... Oh, serious, what are you saying? The lady is a tram. Exactly. As Frank Sinatra would say. City Planner Play face reveal? What? Well, I don't... If it was accidental, I don't condone invading people's privacy, but I've never seen him. That seems like a great spot for an interchange someday. Maybe even a little too frequent? Yeah, it's a little too frequent. So let's kick it down the line. We reuse to maintain the infrastructure we have. Oh yeah, we don't maintain the stuff we have. We break our toys all the time. Our toys wind up broken. Here's the connection in the woods. In the forests of Minkelberg. There it is. Maybe let's even add this interchange. Let's just do a little diamond. Let's just do a little simple diamond. That's all we need. You can't see that, but the game just crashed. What did I lose? Nothing, I think, right? We've just been messing around, right? We've just been theory crafting primarily. Captain Ancient with the lulls. You get the jokes. And there it goes. Told you it was going to crash. Why would I lie? I want to build this interchange. That's what I want to do. We're going back in. We're going back in. It's okay. It's okay. What time am I loading exactly? I'm hitting resume and hoping that it loads the right save. It must be the last save, right? Here it comes. We're going to see a loading screen in a second. Let me get some tea real quick. Green tea. Somebody asked earlier. I'm just drinking green tea. Gunpowder green tea, quote unquote. 1 second. Be right back. Wait a second. I did another save that wasn't this one. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I saved at 7:01. It loaded the wrong save. I think it loaded the wrong save. Unless I'm wrong. It's chair cut in half. Yes. Why did it load the wrong save? It doesn't update. Oh, if the game crashes, it doesn't tell the launcher what save to load properly. That's worth knowing. They're going to want to know that. Well, see, that road is probably fine for what I have in mind. Let's just make sure there's not any super bumps in it or anything. No, that's fine. Weird that the game crashed while paused. Yeah, it can happen anytime. It can happen when you most expect it. It can always happen. Why wouldn't it? Simulacra, I'm not sure if it counts multiple trips per citizen. I think it's just total ridership for the month. So there are 30,000 back and forth trips probably. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. As far as what percentage of the population is using it, I'm not sure if that's how it's tracked exactly. I've got the green tea. I have a cat now too. She's Cleo. She's really, really good. She's 3 years old. And she's perfect. Perfect. I keep saying I'm like floored by this cat because I couldn't, if I could go to a character creation screen and create a cat with like a good temperament for the household that we are, I couldn't have invented a better animal than this animal. She's like, may nothing bad ever happen to her ever. You know, very good girl. I'm thinking here, on the edge of Sherwood here. I haven't had an animal in a while. I've never had my own cat, and it's not like she's just mine. It's my fiance and mine. But yeah, like I couldn't have invented an animal with a better temperament for being suited to live with us. If you want to see pictures, she's in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, let that be incentive to you. Let that be a lesson. Let that be a lesson to you. Maybe right in the middle of the forest, actually. Let's do this. I'm going to make the bridge too long. But not like way too long. I'm going to make it slightly too long. Mainly as a marker. A problem that I see a lot of people running into is that they have too few interchanges and they're feeding everyone in through one interchange when really they should be kind of surrounding the air. Like I've surrounded my city center with interchanges here. Not that you should always have like super frequent interchanges. You should have intermittent, you know, boop, 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 just up the road. Just up the road periodically. But I see a lot of people really centralizing around one interchange and building out from it when it's almost like you should be surrounding the area with connections is a better way to visualize it, is like surrounding it. Ashley, you feel the same about your dog? I know. Yeah. Cat reveal? If she comes by, I'll invite her up. But really, she's got free roam. I can pick her up, and I will pick her up, and she doesn't hurt me for doing it. But that patience only runs for so long, and I would hate to abuse her trust there. You know, like I don't want her to see me and think like, oh, that's the guy who betrays me all the time. He's always betraying me. We love that. So I choose to like not pick her up very often. Limited betrayal. No betraying. Ideally, there's no betrayal, right? Ideally, there's just none. So right now, I'm just tracing the road. What do I want? 128, 160. Let's do 136. that didn't come out quite how I planned, but that's okay. That looks closer for some reason. Distance from the roads is not perfectly in the center, but I don't care. Oh, I might have started from the edge on one side or something. I don't know. But yeah, simple diamond. Let's just keep it easy. Because if I start from the opposite side, I bet I get a different reading. Do I have a highway in the middle of the city? No. No, no, no. I mean, the city, downtown is here. Like this is the city, and the highway is over here. So no, specifically I do not. Now, if the city sprawls beyond the highway, it's going to look like I have a highway in the city, but really I want to keep all the density like here. I want to keep as much density as I can in this centralized area. Top 10 anime cat betrayals starring Yumble. I know, picking them up, not feeding her when she meows. Ugh. She's so pathetic. She's like, I haven't been fed in like 30 minutes, please. I feel that though. Please, please. I rely on you for food and you haven't fed me in 30 minutes. It's because I started from the side, huh? Yep, 136, 136. No wonder the measurements were coming out a little funky. So we'll start from the side here and we'll do 136 again. We'll do 136 here. Could have been better. Could have been better. There's a few things at play here. So what we're going to do is start over. Not start over. I'm going to leave the overpass because that overpass does everything I need, and it's not too tall and it's not too short, and it's just in the middle and it's just kind of right. So let's just go with it. I'm going to turn off all the snapping except for maybe length. Zoning cell length. That's the only one I'm going to use. And maybe existing geometry. Yep, existing geometry so I can get an accurate snap on the bridge here. But I'm just gonna use my eyes for this part. And my heart, primarily. Yeah. Like this will give a better result just by kind of eyeballing it and looking at the road, looking at the length of that, and then looking at the road and going, you know, that's about equidistant on both sides. I'm looking to be parallel to this slightly curved road is really what I'm doing, without actually curving the road that I'm working with. So like that. Nothing perfect about it, but it is perfect enough. So another approach that I like to do, I'm going to make videos on videos about this. But what we want here, I'm just going to upgrade a whole bunch of roads to 3 wide for this. To simulate simulacra once again. To simulate a little bit of turning lane action. I'll show you what I mean by that. What do I mean? Nothing. I don't know. I mean something. So now I want to use the angle. Snap to 90-degree angle, and I'm using the continuous tool here, and I just want to make a nice kind of shapely off-ramp. Something like that. 86 meters, probably fine. Well, this isn't even really the way I like doing it. I like doing it back from this. So we'll measure it this way, but ultimately we're going to go backwards. Oh, this is where I need actually the complex curve. Let's do it. Let's get complicated. This is why we had to go and make things so complicated. I think so. Something like that. Yeah. That's about what we're doing. Listen to your heart. Am I a cat? Maybe. Freddie, you've learned a lot about traffic flow. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everybody who likes watching the videos. It is good. Thank you. I hope to produce more of the stuff that people expect from me. I don't know how to say it better than that. Like more interchanges and stuff. I'm still honing. Like I see a lot of, I've seen a few things that people have done, and it's kind of like, I think there's better ways to do it than that. And this is part of that. Like what I'm showing you here is what I think are better ways to do these things. Then of course this winds up going back down to 2. This one's actually 2. So that's our merges and splits is what I'm showing off here. The ability to do merges and splits, like phenomenally. It's easy, but it's also breezy, and it's also beautiful. It's all of those things all at once. So you wind up with this like S curve instead, like a smoother. This is too tight. I've done it poorly, but the concept, my people. This is what I'm talking about. Conceptually. Ooh. So maybe it starts back like here instead. Started at the beginning of the other side. No. It keeps going back to the wrong tool for some reason. Or I keep selecting the wrong tool, and I'm blaming the game for it. Classic me. Like about like that. Maybe it's a trick of the light because I'm using the wrong... No, I gotta start further back, huh? I just want it to be proportionate and look like you could take this corner somewhat safely. No, I borked it somewhere along the way. This one went so easily relative to it. It's just the angle of this curve is probably messing with the vibe here. Meow. Could be your sound. Canada, maybe refresh the stream. I haven't dropped any frames, so you might need to just refresh your viewing medium. Whatever it is, your app or your whatever. Could I do the same thing but start from this side and have good results at all? I'm gonna undo the guideline. I want the guidelines. It's just snapping to something way over here that I don't really need. Kind of like that. That's sort of the same result that I got the first time. That is much better than the result I got the first time. Okay. Note to self, these new snapping tools. Well, I knew this and I know this, but the new snapping tools, super good. Very, 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 very good. I just don't like... There's something that this one is doing correctly that this one is not quite doing correctly for me. This is probably why I haven't made a video yet, is because I really want to be very, very comfortable and like confident in saying, yes, here's what you should do and can do. Unable to see the difference? Oh, this one is... The other one's gone now, so I can't even show you. It's okay, though. It's okay. It's fine. It's going to be great. I got to start way back here. No. There's something going on here. Something I don't appreciate. That seems like it should do what I want. Yes. Right? This seems like it'll do what I want. Oh, there she is. Cleo. Hey. Hi. Come here. Come here. I'm not going to pick you up. Well, she's here. She's among us. You're in the presence of a legend. She's just down there. She's looking out the window at the parking lot to see what's going on out there. So here's what I'm concerned about is I don't like the angle that this is coming off at, because it's kind of it's not totally wrong. I just wish it was smoother, because this one has a bit of smoothness to it. It has a smooth curve to it, and this one's very sudden coming off the road here. What I could do is just start with this and then possibly like start here. I'll just continuous curve it here. I'm going to turn off all the snapping. And we need some of the snapping back. Not getting what I want out of it. This one went so easily. It's because it's on the outside, and this one's curving like on the inside. The complex curve tool should be the one that I need to do exactly what I want to do here. It's like fine. She's sneezing. She walked away. She has a head cold. You're curious how creating the long stretch nose with large turns via placing a roundabout. I've never done it. I've never done it, Evil Doctor. I've seen it. I've seen pictures of it in the books. In documents of old. I've seen it, but DJ, thank you. Thank you for the Prime. I really appreciate it. Everyone, if you just have a Prime laying around and you're looking for someone to donate that to before you forget to use it, hey, I could be that someone. could be me. Who's to say? Who knows? That didn't go well. I've had really good luck actually like eyeballing this in the past. So like no road guidelines. Just give it a little turn on one side. I'm being a bit picky here, obviously. Like, it doesn't have to be so anything, but... Uh-oh. That might just be how it winds up, because it's just splitting so quick there. Is it the fact that this road is curving around? Let's do this side. Let's just see if I have better luck over here. I'm just going to go for it and see what I can do. Complex curve. Turn some snapping on. Some amount of complexity there. That looks great. It looks great, and it looks fairly similar to what I've already done. So let's do another one. Why not? Thank you, DJ. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks again. Heard tales. Give Yumble Jeff Bezos money. Yeah, essentially. I'm not too proud to beg. No, I don't. I am actually not one to beg when it comes to the stuff I make or whatever. Like my whole thing is I want to make stuff that's worth people's time, if nothing else. Let it be worth your time, and if you really get something out of it and you really want to give back, then like by all means, Captain, do it up. But the primary goal is that it be worth your time in the first place. That's what I'm always shooting for. If nothing else, let it be worth a watch. Let it be worth a laugh, or you learn something. So this one, the outside curve went really well. And that looks okay. Like contextually, that's not so bad. This side might also be slightly closer. Not making excuses, I'm just trying to figure out the why. Ugh. Turn off guidelines for a second because they're driving me nuts. So nice long bend there. Ah. Solid. Solid enough. And then these go back down to 2 lanes. That's part of why this looks so weird. Proper splits, proper merges. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Let's get these merges shortened a little bit. Trim the ends. That is your standard diamond interchange. There's room for lane math and there's room for other stuff, and you can also do it a bit wider. As I think I did it wider over here, I don't love the look of it. I should have made these ramps way longer for the width of it. But there is benefit to having these intersections farther apart because they're bound by one another. But you can make a real easy diverging diamond if you want to, using this type of thing. Oh yeah, the keybinds. I've got a few buttons on my mouse that would go to good use for that sort of thing. Do some keybinds to toggle snapping options. I agree with that. That would be a smart move. Good thinking. This goes straight through probably. Just a straight line. So we're going back down to 0. I would also like it if this were the elevation step were all the way down. Maybe not all players would appreciate that, but all the way down is where I want to start. I don't mind hitting the button a few extra times, but generally that's where I wind up. This interchange is too nice. I think it's good. I think it's clean. It's realistic. It's not the city center either. It's simple. Most importantly, it's a very simple thing. I wish I could ground some of this. I wish the trees were a bit more consistent, but okay, whatever. Do what you gotta do. Trees. It's kind of on a hill. It's kind of slanted. That's all right. That's how we like it here. It's kind of slanted. Cannot see what I'm doing here. It's not bad. It's not perfect, but it is definitely perfect enough for me. Darn tootin' clean and sharp. Well, it's pretty good because I just about eyeballed the whole thing. What can I say about why these are different? This one I connected further back. This could probably benefit from being connected further back this way. Kind of to get those lines to line up. And it would make this a little smoother. These are actually very close to one another, though they make a slightly different shape on the inside because of inconsistencies when I use the tool here. Yeah, diamond is super typical. This is a very standard interchange for a lot of places. Not everywhere, but it's the basic rural interchange in most places in the US. I would assert. I don't think that's a I don't think that's an exaggeration. This is your standard, like if you're driving through farm country or whatever, this is probably the interchange. If there's not much of a city around to speak of, or you're just getting off to get gas, you're probably taking one of these. If it gets a bit overused, then they'll add a loop to it. They'll add 1 or 2 loops and make it into a partial cloverleaf. Or maybe it's a cloverleaf, but this doesn't use up as much space as a clover. It's a cloverleaf, so it's a good, very good option. And just for fun. It's kind of dumb, but we'll just do that. It almost makes sense. How will that affect things? What are the cars going to think? What are the trams going to do about it? Did I change this? I must have. Yep, so it crashed. I saved it after modifying all of these things. Cool. That's so strange how that works out, but it makes enough sense. So this is a spooey. You don't see this as much, but if you take a diamond and slam the left turns into the center, all of the left turns off of the arterial, the left turns off of the highway. If you take this same exact shape, it's really easy to upgrade it into this. You just go slammer jammer, all of the left turns coming in. And then you can split the right turn off. Real easy, real solid. In smaller cities, the default interchange, correct. Night World, welcome in. Welcome in. Mostly because they're only one properly grade separated from a freeway. Yeah. So bridges are expensive. Not as expensive as tunnels, but bridges are expensive. And because of that, you just build one. And even in farmland, you'll notice that there will be... What is that? Popcorn. Oh, garbage. Can you see why I thought it was... Can you see why I thought it was popcorn? Did I delete the dump? I think I deleted our dump. Yeah, there's no dump in the city, right? I am curious to see if and when this gets used at all. Like right now, this is not a useful interchange except for these buildings over here. Whatever buildings are over here and whatever... If we're importing, exporting trash and stuff, like this is a great route to get that trash from that industrial site. Yeah, this will be useful as this area fills in. We won't want them using this interchange to get to here. We're going to want them using this interchange to get to everything in this area. And perhaps this eventually continues on back this way and we'll build this out too. I like the wiggly road. The wiggly road is wiggly with purpose because of the contour lines. So I'm kind of following the contour map. That's probably a pretty big hill there. But other than that, I'm following the base of the mountain, largely. They need a cinema clip. Yep, they're all out of popcorn. Let's do a roundabout here. We'll give it a medium roundabout. I've never used a large roundabout. If there's anywhere it belongs, it's probably actually over here more so. Or at least here. Nah, medium's fine. I think medium is fine just about everywhere. Functionally, I don't know how much of a difference it really makes. I'm just kind of looking at the lane math. I truly wish I could make dedicated turn lanes and things like that, but right now you can't. What I could do is deny straight through traffic, which isn't a bad idea. We are having medical problems too. There are constant waiting for an ambulance, and I don't know if it's because they... Let's see. They're sick. They're just normal sick because it's the winter, perhaps. I don't think they're sick because of pollution or anything. I think they're just sick because they are. But it's interesting that we see that kind of all over the place. Also, death care. Did I ever put in the crematorium? I must have because it's unlocked. There it is. It's very centralized. I think that'll do it for me today. Everyone, thanks for hanging out. I'll throw a save on it. 19, I think. Oh. Bacon, thank you. I appreciate it. Sir Bacon Bites. Thanks for stopping by. On Twitch here, we're going to raid into another streamer. Let's see who that's going to be. Who's the lucky victim here? Lucky victim. Well, there's Jedi. He's an easy choice, right? There's Jonah. Let's go Jedi. We might have raided him last time. I don't remember. He's taken a small break, but that's okay. He's very good. So we'll go say hi. And everyone on YouTube, thank you for hanging out. Feel free to subscribe on the YouTube. Anyone, if you haven't. I'll be over in a second. I got you. There we go. Alcar, you're welcome. Yeah. Sirius, you're welcome. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks for chilling. The city's coming along great. I'm very happy with the result. I'm much happier with downtown. We're going to have to build up around it, though. Build up and make it more city-like across the river, perhaps. Yeah, that's all I got. Everybody, we're rating Jedi. If you haven't already subscribed on the YouTube or joined the Discord if you want to, feel free. Or follow here. Whatever's good. Whatever you got to do. I'm going to hit the button now. Have a good night. Oh, Tom, thank you. I appreciate it. Tom, I'm sorry if you just got here. We're raiding Jedi. Everyone enjoy the raid. Cruft, thanks a lot. I'll see you next time. Feel free to copy the raid message and the sub-raid message that are appearing right now on your screens. Copy those if you're subscribed. Copy the one with my emotes. If not, copy the other one. That's all I got. Go say hi to Jedi. He's great. He taught me how to play the game years ago through YouTube, so the cycle just continues. Designer, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'll do another stream next week, everybody. Hopefully another video before then, too. Until then, have a good night. I really appreciate it. Goodbye.